Hello everyone, and welcome back to Lotus Path Holistics. My name is Leonardo, and today we're going to be talking about the next spiritual life lesson in my video series. Following up on last week's lesson, which was Spiritual Awakening, this week is going to be about spiritual gifts, specifically how to awaken your spiritual gifts. So, since last week, I've had a lot of questions about spirituality and also about awakening and how that works. It seems like you guys are very interested in that, so I decided to take some time to definitely look into the topic and also share my experiences on what spiritual gifts are and how to actually activate them. So as we know, spirituality is definitely part of all of us. We have our physical world and our emotional being. We have our mental capacities, but we have our spirituality. And everyone has it. Everyone has a piece of spirituality within them. So that spirituality can, manifest in religion or even in science and even in your work life or even in your home life. Spirituality will manifest in the way that you feel your life purpose belongs. So just remember that as you go forward to understand how does spirituality now factor into your spiritual gifts and what are spiritual gifts. So coming from the lessons of spiritual awakening, we understand now that spiritual awakening is that turning point in your life where all your soul path and your soul purpose just turn around and expand and they grow because of the things that you're going through. You can have spiritual awakenings because of traumatic events or big events in your life that change everything. So always look forward to those types of events in your life and understand that your spiritual awakening can happen at any time and even reawakenings. But awakenings can actually lead to spiritual gifts. And your spiritual gifts are things that you carry within you that are deeper than the physical. They're so spiritual and emotional and they're energetic, and I want to show you what those are. So as a clairvoyant and past life therapist, I've had a lot of experiences. In past lives, in our own past lives, we've had so many different abilities. All of us can remember, and imagine flying around like a bird, or swimming like a whale, or, flying through space like a spaceship. These are because these different abilities are things that we remember from past lives. And past lives are very robust with these types of abilities. Today's world isn't so much. And we often ask ourselves why. And from what I understand, we are all here to learn karmic lessons and to run within the wheels of reincarnation to understand who we are and to learn how to purify our own soul. So understanding that has been quite a journey for me. And for you, it's going to be a personal journey as well. So let's talk about the 6 ways to awaken your spiritual gifts. Now, we have to begin with talking about spiritual gifts, and then segueing to how to awaken them. There are 2 types of spiritual gifts. There are gifts from the inner world, your inner feelings, your thoughts, intentions, and it's your basic spiritual development. And then there's gifts from your outer world, which is your awareness and your actions and how those gifts become physical in your real world and real life, how they become implied as healing methods in your life today. It is untapped potential and it is advanced skills. So there are 3 inner gifts and 3 outer gifts. Now let's talk about those in succession. And we'll begin with the inner gifts. The inner gifts are gifts that people usually develop in their life, whether it's through a spiritual path or any other path. And these inner gifts, they are creative, but they are very, very robust in our lives, underneath everything that we do. The first one is about being a creator. Now, this is a gift that comes from the creational nature that we have as human beings. And it is about being a powerful creator, an artist, being creative, having spiritual clarity, as well as having a spiritual nature in general. And everyone has this and that ability to be an artist in everything that we do. And how you can awaken this gift is by creating art, architecture, even food or connections that you make. These different things actually awaken your gift to be that creator that you have always been. So the next gift is your intuition. Intuition is about being intuitive and having an inner knowing. It is your universal mind, everything connected to everything. And it is about the part of you that is a truth seeker. spiritual people and you have this ability to have this deeper intuition. It's something that you usually develop when you mature into an adult, but intuition can be a deeper gift in your spirituality. And how you can awaken this gift is you can actually practice it. Start to practice you having this inner knowing about things. Make some guesses. Checks and balances of your mental state so you can know how you perceive your outer world. And you can do this in different ways, like predicting how connections are going to go with people, or predicting how the weather is going to be, or just predicting things and having a deeper inner knowing of the universe around you and understanding that you're connected to everything. We all have those moments, prophetic dreams and just an inner knowing of, how things are going to go in your daily life, or knowing when you wake up it's going to be a good day or a bad day. Practice, practice, practice. And using that practice to make it perfect. Intuition is about that, but it's not only about spirituality, it's also about your mental state and the way you communicate with everything. So definitely use your intuition the right way, and also respect your intuition. So the next gift, which is the last of the 3 inner gifts of your spirit, is your intelligence. And your intelligence is about your mental nature in general. It is about the unconditional feelings that you can have about the world. There is intelligence, that you can build by just, using and applying things that you learn in school. But I'm talking about the spiritual gift of intelligence, intellect. Being someone who is connected to the world around you in the way that you express yourself, and you have that spirituality just jump out at you. Intelligence that is a deeper inner knowing come from the previous gifts, but intelligence in using that, and using that unconditional connection that you have with the universe, and then bringing that knowledge down to the regular world. You can do many, many things to awaken this gift. And, it could start with you sort of channeling down your ability to bring in that information into your world today. You can create a diary and a journal to sort of channel down things that you know from your inner worlds, and then use that intelligence and then bring it out of you into sort of a physical form. And, you being able to fully express yourself is intelligence itself. Being able to express yourself to anyone and everyone with such different personalities, that is intelligence. And true intelligence is about taking that knowledge that you have about the world around you and using it to communicate with almost anyone that you meet. And then being able to express your emotions and be able to utilize your emotions in a way that it can be read by anyone from any language as well. That's true intelligence. And spiritual people have this gift. All you have to do is start to use it, start to communicate with different types of people. And it really can work. Communicate with your higher and lower world, but also learn how to communicate with the world around you. So let's talk about then the 3 outer gifts. We talked about the 3 inner gifts, and those gifts are basic gifts that usually every person can access, being a creative person, a creator, having intelligence and intuition. These are gifts that a lot of people can grasp them, but they don't really need to have a spiritual awakening to have them. They just have to grow up because everyone's spiritual, right? But saying that, it means that these gifts are definitely deeper than what we know, and spiritual people can take it even further. And let's talk about the 3 outer gifts of the spirit. These are the untapped potentials. So we're going to start with the first of that, which is powerfulness and the bright spirit. Being powerful and having such a strong will in your connection to everything around you. It is about having, heavy influence on the world around you, and a heavy responsibility, a sense of deep responsibility with the world. Being giving and having that very giving and loving nature come out of you, in the fact that you are powerful enough to make it happen. Spiritual people have this tendency to definitely be able to bring things into fruition, to take that power and make it happen. And that power, that brightness about your soul, that is a gift. And how you can awaken that is to sort of like create a manifesto, try to understand what is it that you're fighting for in life, and use that power within you, that spiritual power, and then manifest it. If you feel like you want to protect animals and that is your life goal, then you take that power, you stand up for what you believe in, and you protect the animals. Things like that. Bringing that power up, bringing that spiritual nature out is all about intention and taking those things and putting them into action. And spiritual people, you can definitely use your abilities to your full advantage and use that power and then make things happen in your life. So the next one is being an empath. And a lot of us are empaths, but a lot of us don't really also know that empathy can be used in multiple ways. I myself use it to, experience my gifts. But empathy is about our emotional nature, and it's about being super empathetic about the world and highly sensitive energy around us. So we can use that high sensitivity, to be connected to everything and everybody. And empathy is it's a language, it's about getting your point across in an emotional way. You can awaken that gift by actually, speaking to people and helping people. Practicing empathy is literally practicing empathy. You use it with people and you start to help them work through their issues. And, most spiritual people are like free psychologists, really, because we feel deeply about things and we have that inner knowing that we can bring out to the surface with our empathy. So definitely talk to people, help people, and the more people you help, the more you practice that empathy. And then the last of the 3 outer gifts is being a healer. And this is the most physical gift that you could have. And it is about being the protector, being the one who forgives and forgets, but also nurtures, and being so supportive. Being a healer is part of what it means to be spiritual, but it is one of the hardest gifts to master because you have to take all the energy from the other gifts and then shoot it into your hands and use it to heal people physically. And this is one of the most powerful ones, and how to awaken it is to master all the other 5 gifts and then bring it into your physical body. So these are those 3 outer gifts. Now, in succession, go ahead and see, these gifts in 1 through 6 and start to understand that you can master them one by one in the order that I brought them upon you. You can be that creator, learn your intuition, and then be intelligent. Take that into being that powerful powerhouse of a spiritual person, then master your empathy, and then through that channel all your gifts to become a healer. This is what it means to be spiritual, and you can awaken those gifts by actually practicing them and perfecting them. Understanding that, it starts with the basics, but you can be fully advanced at spirituality if you actually allow your spiritual gifts to come out. So definitely, thanks for listening. We are going to come back to you guys for our spiritual wellness podcast on Facebook Live. Me and Luna Dawn are going to continue our Facebook Lives. We're going to just change the time to 8 p.m. CST, and you're going to see an ad this week for that. So feel free to drop by on Friday to talk about spiritual gifts and how to awaken them. I know you guys are very interested in that, so feel free to stop and definitely share your story, because we want to hear your story. And so we hope to see you there. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you guys there.